Hi everyone, how are you all doing? In this video, we are talking about this upcoming week astrology forecast, and we'll end the video with a collective message through tarot and oracle cards. This video will be talking about February 17th to 23rd of 2025. My name is Natalie. If this is the first time that you're watching my videos, thank you so much for being here. I hope that if you enjoy what I do and share here on this channel, you can subscribe and share it with your friend. On February 18, 2:07 a.m. Pacific time or 8:07 p.m. Hong Kong time, adjust the time according to where you are in the world, the sun is going to enter the sign of Pisces and kickstart Pisces season for all of us. Pisces season is a time where we are being invited to connect with our intuition, our subconscious a little bit more, because Pisces rules the subconscious realm. So some of us might find that we are more sensitive, that we might have more vivid dreams during Pisces season. Pisces is also connected to the oneness, the one universal love in our world. Pisces is the limitless, boundless of ocean. It is the mutable water sign. It is compassionate, it is empathic, spiritual, intuitive. It is also dreamy and imaginative. So during Pisces season, you might find yourself just like your mind just swept off and went into another realm, or daydream and went into some imaginative world and just escape the world a little bit, feeling detached a little bit. This is, of course, a wonderful energy, you know, with what is happening in the world or in your own daily life. Sometimes it is nice to just detach a little bit, to retreat back into your own mind, your own world, and just to retreat, rest, rejuvenate a little bit, right? But then also be mindful, as I always say, there's both sides of the energy. In one way, we also want to be mindful with this energy, because sometimes we can drift away so far that we can feel very ungrounded, that we can feel like we don't know how to we lose this touch with the reality world. We want to maybe escape a little bit because we do not want to deal with what is happening in your own life, in certain situation, relationship, or with the world, that we tend to turn our energy into the subconscious escape. And sometimes this is through drugs or substances. This can happen more often during Pisces season. So I do want you to be mindful with this energy. And because Pisces is about that boundless, limitless energy, we also need to remind ourselves to have boundaries with people, situation, and things in our life, so that we don't overextend ourselves, our energy, to people, situation, or things, and we know where to draw the line. We don't deplete ourselves, right? So this is about finding that fine line, that balance. But Pisces, of course, is about that interconnectedness between everyone, everyone around the world. And it is a time to really remind us that even though we might all have different race, beliefs, we are living in different parts of the world, we might speak different languages and all kinds of things like that, we are connected to each other. We are one after all. And can we be a little empathic towards each other? Can we be more connected with what is happening somewhere in the world? It has a ripple effect to all of us, even though it might not feel directly affecting us. It is in some way, shape, or form. So I hope that during Pisces season we can feel that connectiveness that we have with each other in the world, and know that one thing happen in a part of the world, indirectly, directly do affect us. And all of us, if we want to, we can contribute to this collective liberation, healing, oneness of love. Pisces is also the last zodiac sign in the zodiacal wheel. So Pisces season is the final season in this astrological wheel, because very soon after Pisces season, when the sun enters Aries, it will kickstart a new astrological year for all of us. And to all astrologers, including me, this is where I truly feel like it's a new year. Even before I became an astrologer, that is how I feel the most connected. It is interesting how I just feel that way, because where I live in the northern hemisphere, when the sun enters Aries, it kickstarts the spring season. This is when the weather starts to become warmer. We see life coming back. We see the grass grow greener, the leaves start coming out, flowers start coming out, animals start coming out from their sleep, their rest, and everything just feels more alive. So it just feels more like a new year, turning a new leaf. That is when I truly feel like, oh, this is the new year. Well, but everyone can argue we do have different celebrations that initiate a new year. So whatever floats your boat. But so to say, this is also the last season. Pisces season is the season before the new year. So for us, we might experience some kind of wrapping up, ending of a cycle, ending of a situation, or an area in your life. We might have this feeling of wanting to retreat and to reflect and process what's been happening this astrological year as well. So take a look and see which house is ruled by Pisces. You might feel like that area of your life is experiencing some wrapping up. You might want to reflect on that area as well. On the 20th, we have Mercury in Pisces squaring Jupiter in Gemini. So square, it can be tense and conflict. So Mercury square Jupiter can definitely be a day where there's mixed signal, mixed communication, misunderstanding. It can seem a little bit chaotic. Jupiter might exaggerate some ideas, some information, messages that you receive or you give. We might also see that on a collective level. There might be news that is being exaggerated or being twisted. Words are being misused. There might be some miscommunication, and there might be some disagreement, argument when it comes to belief, religion, or those kind of topics, because we're talking about Mercury in Pisces and we're talking about Jupiter in Gemini. So Jupiter and Pisces do kind of talks about spirituality, belief system, philosophies, and so on and so forth. We might see those kind of news being played out in the collective as well. And there might be some miscommunication in your world as well. So be mindful with the way you communicate, you receive or give information as well. But there is a mutual reception happening here. What does that mean? That means that the planets are in each other's home sign. Mercury rules Gemini and Jupiter rules Pisces, and they are in each other's home. Mercury is in Pisces and Jupiter is in Gemini. So hopefully the mutual reception might help to make the communication or information not so chaotic or misunderstood. We do have some helpful energy coming in, because on the 23rd, we have Mercury in Pisces trine Mars retrograde in Cancer. So this trine might help clear out or smooth out whatever is happening a couple days before on the 20th with that Mercury square Jupiter. On 23rd, this Mercury-Mars trine might help to move through those miscommunication, misunderstanding. Maybe today you're going to talk things through again. Hey, I actually didn't mean that. Hey, you heard me wrong. Or, oh, I miscommunicate. Or maybe the news is like, oh, you know what? That is actually not true. That is actually a fake news, right? So today there might be some helpful energy to smooth things out. And Mercury trine Mars can also be a helpful energy to motivate you to say something or to take action as well. On the same day, drum rolls, there's a big news that many of us has been waiting for. Mars is going to station direct. Finally, hallelujah. Like seriously, it feels like forever when Mars retrograde every single time. It just feels like it's been like 10 years. Are we done yet? But yes, we are done. Well, almost, right? Mars going to station direct at 17 degrees in Cancer at 6 p.m. Pacific time on February 23rd or earlier time zone. This is February 24th, 10 a.m. Hong Kong time. So just the time according to where you are in the world. This is going to bring us back to December 6th when Mars station retrograde in Leo. Right? From December 6th up until now, it's been a crazy time with Mars retrograde. Finally, it's coming to an end. Well, not quite, but kind of, right? Hear me out. Or for someone, this can bring you back to October 4. October 4 when Mars was also at 17 degrees in Cancer. That's the pre-shadow energy of Mars retrograde. So if something happened around those two time period I talked about, today when Mars station direct, you might feel like there's a turn of event, there's a turnaround, turning point, breakthrough happening for you. Or it might not happen literally right on the time, but very soon when Mars pick up its speed, right? Slowly but surely. And yes, you heard me, there is a but. Yes, even though we have this super big news, great news that we've been waiting for, Mars is stationing direct now, but we still have the post-shadow period, the phase 3 of the whole Mars retrograde journey. So it's not complete yet, but we're kind of walking out of the woods now because Mars is now direct, traveling forward, and it's going to retrace the degree points where Mars was retrograde. So it's like picking up the mess, sweeping up the floor, mopping the floor right now. So whatever was happening in your life since as early October or early December, now that we're in the phase 3, the post shadow, and everyone will feel this energy differently because we all have our own human story. Some might find solution, clarity, direction as to how they want to move forward or solve that thing or tackle that thing or get motivated to take some kind of action. For some, it's you realizing, you having that awareness as to like, oh, okay, well, yeah, this didn't happen, that didn't happen as planned, that really frustrates me, that really just like screw me over, something really just like did not work out, right? But now that Mars is slowly gaining its speed and coming back direct, walking through those points that Mars was retrograde, you are seeing that, okay, well, yeah, I know what I need to do now. Yes, I can do this now. Yes, I know how to tackle this problem now. Okay, I see the solution. I'm finding the clarity. I know how to get there. Slowly but surely, right? Depending on if you have done the work, right? But from now till May 2nd, this is the post-shadow phase of Mars retrograde. So yeah, we still have a little bit more time to go. There's still a couple of months for Mars to truly regain its energy, its fire, to go full force. So in the next couple of months, we're still treading our steps slowly. We're regaining those energy back. So give yourself that time and space, because guess what? During those period of time, Mercury and Venus will station retrograde. So it's going to be a little bit of flip-flop energy. Like I said, so be mindful. We still have that final phase, that post-shadow period energy that we're moving through until early May. But I do have one good news that I want to give you a heads up. Even though this Mars retrograde in Leo and Cancer might be very tumultuous for some of us, can be very like, ugh, you know, for many of us. I have some friends and clients that share with me, myself included, I probably make a separate video, that this Mars retrograde really fucked them up. Okay, but there's a piece of good news. If you've done your work, and if you're doing your work as we continue to travel forward in this post-shadow period of Mars retrograde, guess what? In June, Jupiter is going to enter Cancer, and Jupiter will come in and bless and give you some gifts in that Cancer area of your life where you just went through some serious renovation with Mars retrograde. So that is something to look forward to. Now let's take a look at our collective message. From the tarot cards, we have 9 of Swords, we have 7 of Wands, and the Strength. We have these two, both representing Leo energy card coming out. We do have Mars going direct this week, and it's going to retrace. It's going to enter Leo again, retrace those degree points where it was retrograde in Leo, and also continue its journey in the sign of Leo as well. So this week onwards, you know, some of us might really have been struggling with some stress in our life, or maybe there's some thing that you just cannot work out. It's stressing you out, right? It feels like a never-ending loop. It feels like a never-ending cycle of first it can be very different, you know. Some is about some stress from a particular area of your life, a particular relationship, and for some maybe this is about a never-ending cycle of nightmares, right? Something that's really bothering you that you can't seem to walk out of, you can't work with, right? You can't work through, I mean. And maybe there's something that you're really struggling, that is you just don't know what to do with it, and it feels like you're moving 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. But hopefully, now that Mars is going to station direct, slowly but surely you will slowly gain your motivation back. You will gain your strength back. You will start to see solution and clarity coming in for you. And for some, it's letting you know that you don't have to be, you know how sometimes when you're so stressed or you just can't seem to move through a situation or just come out of some negative self-talk or limiting beliefs, you can become very defensive, right? You can really wall up and like, I don't need your help. You don't get it. You don't understand, right? And we feel like we're alone in this battle. But it's also about having that awareness, knowing that you're doing that, but also knowing that you don't have to do it all alone. You know, there are people that want to help you. There are people who are willing to listen to you, that is eager and ready to help you if you allow them. So this is also about having the strength to admit that you need help and feeling okay to receive help as well, right? From the Moonology card, we have full moon in Cancer, breathe through the tension. And we have last quarter moon of Pisces, talk less, feel more. Yes, okay. Yes, definitely. The sun entering Pisces, kickstarting Pisces season. We're all being invited to really drop down to our heart space, to connect with our own intuition more, our own feelings and thought more. Sometimes we can be impulsive, especially with that square that we're having this week, but it is also good if we can just be less reactive, but think it through first. Feel into what is really happening first, instead of just being very impulsive and like reactive right away, right? Lastly, our oracle card, number 6, not for you. Okay, so this card, every time this card comes out, someone will be like, oh my god, I don't like it, right? Of course, nobody wants to hear something come back and tell you, no, it's not happening. No, we're not doing this. No, you're not getting it, right? You're being rejected. There's this feeling of you're being rejected. You're being said no to, right? And it's just like, oh, why, right? But this is also letting you know that sometimes we don't get what we want. We don't receive the answer we want. We don't get what we want because we're not meant to get that, because we're meant for something else, and that something else, that different path, that different person's situation or thing is actually more aligned with our energy. It might not show up the exact way you want it, but it is for you. So when you hear a no, when you hear a rejection, when you're being said no to, just know that, of course, yeah, it sucks, right? Initially it sucks, right? You're like, what the F, right? What? Why? But then later on, when you look back, you will understand why that didn't happen. Oof, actually, I'm glad that didn't happen, because what I have now is way better. Or like, oh, thank God that happened, because it allowed me to open up to something else, or it moved me to a better direction, better path, or so on and so forth. So this is also encouraging us that if anything is not really happening right now, if something is not moving smoothly, there is a reason, okay? So I hope the message helps. I hope something in this video is able to help you move through the week easier or more smooth. If you want to work with me, my email is in the description box. You can email me for personal reading consultation. In the meanwhile, take care of yourself. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.